Well, look, when I read this story, I'm not interested in the royal melodrama. He was a traumatized child. This was a very dysfunctional family. So for me, the interest is what happens to human beings when, from the beginning of their lives, they're put under stress and continue to live under stress, and how do they heal from the impacts of that?
Most days I didn't care what people called me. Most days I thought, don't care who I am, so long as it's someone new, someone other than Prince Harry. But then an official package would arrive from London, from the palace, and the old me, the old life, the royal life, would come racing back.
The real issue here is, and I think a genuinely inspiring aspect of his book is, here's a human being who's trying to break out of the role that was thrust into in order to actually become himself. And that's very common in life. You don't have to be royalty to be seen by your family as fulfilling a certain role, meeting certain expectations without regard to who you really are as an individual human being. It's a really dysfunctional family, and what's it like to grow up in a family like that, in the glare of the public eye?
In its simplest terms, this is obscene, right? If you break this down, if I have a sprawling property portfolio and I can't afford the repairs on one of them, then I have to sell that off. I don't then get other people to fund it for me. Add to that, King Charles is reportedly worth 1.8 billion from the money that his estate rakes in from inherited land, from the seabed, from the air, from profiting from charities, from our public services. Pay for it yourself. And also,
but he sort of is, because the Crown Estate generates money.
Come on, Jeremy. The seabed, this massive boom in offshore wind. He just pockets. How can we justify this? Jeremy, how can we justify this in a period where we have got people, Labour, taking PIP money away from disabled people, 1.4 million children living in poverty? It's obscene. And also, there's no reputation there either.
In terms of, if you're Charles and you're in Buckingham Palace, I don't think he probably considers that to be his home.
But it is one of them.
It's a place he lives, which we all own. And when it starts falling down, we all have to repair it. Now, you're right, we can decide to level it and put some tennis courts there or something.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying do what they do with the palaces of Versailles, where it's actually much more accessible when you don't have a family living there that we pay for.
Charlie, how about that? As we try and find some common ground here, you could say to the king, look, you don't really need the palace, frankly, because there's just you and Camilla, and they've got, no exaggeration, 775 rooms. So we'll take it over and open it as a museum, and you can move to St James's Palace, Windsor Palace.
Well, then when does it stop? You'll be moving them out until they're, my next-door neighbour, maybe. But, with the greatest respect, it's...
Why? Why can't he use his money? He doesn't even pay inheritance tax like the rest of us. Why can't he just use his money, his public service to the public can be, I'll sort these repairs out myself, everyone?
Well, because the public service that he does and duties are a lot more than what we do.
What, like trousering cash from people that you shouldn't.
But the whole royal family, as Jeremy said, brings in more money than what is being spent anyway. It is not. It is not. It's absolutely true.
Our economy is worth 140 billion. The royal-related travel is a fraction of that, and as we've just spoken about, places where they do not have a royal family, they just have royal buildings, actually generate more.
Which over time are completely devalued because nobody's lived there. And by the way, you can, well, of course it is, because they're not living there, but you can go to Buckingham Palace, you can pay to go in, you can visit it, you can look around. It opens up in the summer, so people do go in to pay to visit the palace. I know, because I've done it.
Explain, Charlie, why he can't use his however many millions, billions. Why can't he use that himself?
Queen did a lot for Windsor Castle. I think she... But you see, the thing is, I don't think you accept that any of that money is Charles's anyway. So I think saying, why can't he use his own money? I think your argument really is that he's only rich by virtue of his birth, and that's basically all public money, his 2 billion that he's got. So when we say the Queen paid through her own money for Windsor Castle after the fire, actually you'd probably say, well, it's not really her money. I mean, that's the thrust of it, isn't it? You don't think they really own anything.
I question a lot of it. But fine, let's just say they have what they have, right? Which I don't think is fair either. Why should this man own our seabed? Right, the air. We learnt from that Channel 4 Dispatches documentary.
Yes.
They charged the taxpayer for air, for 1 cubic unit of air. It is obscene.
Morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Much cooler in the UK today, and it's a blessing in disguise, believe me, because it's been a bit warm over here, if you know what I mean. Get to the point, Martin. Kate's been out working again, presenting an award. Wow, yeah, I mean, it's pretty meaningful, right? And the British digital media have had to default to their usual stance when they talk about Kate, which is identifying what she's wearing. There's literally nothing else interesting that they can talk about. Nothing to give, nothing to say. And, you know, Kate's been in the public eye for 15 years now, and she still has not found her niche. She's still not found a life's work, despite unlimited time, resources, money, opportunity. How many opportunities must present themselves to Kate? Firms, charities writing to her, could you do this for us? Could you be our figurehead? Could you help raise awareness about this? I just don't get it. And I actually think, again, Kensington Palace continually hold her out to dry with ridiculous engagements that are meaningless, just so she doesn't take the shine away from anybody else. And you'll see in the next upload, the press are being absolutely critical about the cost of William, Kate, Charles, etc. versus what they actually deliver. It's time for change in 2025 and 2026, isn't it, guys? No doubt Kate looks smart. Is this meaningful work? Absolutely not. Comments are open as ever. Have a brilliant day. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. New York Times article accuses Prince William of being work shy. Wonder if the journalists have looked at my videos. One of my hashtags is work shy Willie, work shy William, and claims Charles's rift with Prince Harry will reflect badly on the King's legacy. Well, these aren't claims. It's 2025. The public and billions of people around the world walk around with a smartphone in their pocket. Digital media is the new media, and the evidence is there. The evidence is there for everyone to see. This isn't accusations or claims. These are facts. Everybody knows what's happening between Charles and Harry. And I've got to say, from the social group that I'm in and this TikTok channel, the majority of people have empathy for Harry, not the establishment, and therefore are on Harry's side. In terms of William and Kate being lazy, well, we all know how many holidays they take and how little work they do. So again, that's fact. You can't deny it. Times need to change. The public are aware digital media is changing the future of civilization because the evidence can be shared amongst billions of people for free in 20 seconds. Everybody needs to get their head around this. The British non-working royal family have been unable to do it. They've had 2 decades to get their heads around smartphones, and they still cannot do it. They refuse to change. They want to remain in their privileged position, doing little and taking a lot. If they do not change, it's game over. No one is interested in them at the moment, and their popularity has declined sharply over the last 5 years. In the next 5 years, their popularity could become zero. Literally. I'm not saying we'll have scenes like in France where the royal family are, if you know what I mean. But the relevance is the most important metric, right? The relevance to the public that pay for them is at an all-time low. Whatever the traditional media say, the relevance to the public, to the real public, is at an all-time low. If it gets any lower, people are going to say, we want something new. And on that note, on that bombshell, happy Wednesday. As ever, comments are open. Let me know what you think.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle at Beyonce's concert is beautiful. This picture encapsulates everything they wanted by acquiring a new life in the US. Just look at them. Look how happy they look. They look like a normal couple. He looks like he's been a Coachella convert. I wouldn't even recognize them. That's how different and glowing they look. I wouldn't even recognize them if I was at their concert with them. Some of you really love to hate on them, but good for them. Got their new life. Live it.
You have have yet to tell me what the Duchess of Sussex lied about. You all are mad that Prince Harry and her chose to tell their stories how they experienced them. It is unbelievable how you guys want to make up that they lied when they were telling the truth about how she was being treated inside of the royal family. What got me is that they directed her to write a letter to her father. She did just that. They intercepted the letter, took information out of it, and then spent it on her of how she wrote all of these things. And the letter included none of those things of how they created a story from it. They didn't put out the entire letter. They took certain things out so they could create their own story. That is low down dirty, and you all know it. Everybody that supports the royal family, you cannot tell me that that was not dirty and scandalous, because it was. And it is so sad that she was treated like that. But that was only one occurrence. And to me, they got to the father. They got to him. They estranged that relationship. And to me, if they would have stayed, they were going to work on that same thing with her mother. And to me, they were trying to isolate her. And that is totally narcissistic behavior. I don't care what anybody says. They had got to her friends because they knew her friends could not contact her because they had blocked them. Basically, she had to get permission to talk to them. So the only other two people that they had to get to isolate her was her parents. And they did it with the father, but they were not going to allow it to happen for her mother because they got out just in time. And I don't care what you all say and how you support this secret royal family. They are not for the right thing, and you know that.
To see Prince Harry and Meghan Markle constantly come out on top and win the one-sided battle against the negative press and media outlets truly brings joy to my heart, if not just for the fact that these two are so happily in love. It is knowing the fact that Meghan at home, scrolling on her phone, absolutely gagging the fact that these two are out there living their best lives while she is not at the Beyonce concert. And I know this is Charlize as my I'm not going to post a real Meghan here because this version is so much more beautiful. And by the by, that is Charlize as my the 2019 film Bombshell alongside Nicole Kidman and Margot Robbie, where she plays Fox News with the whole Roger Ailes thing. If you know, you know. But she's prettier. This isn't about her. This is about these two being so happily in love. And by the way, shout out to Beyonce Knowles Carter, who posted her on her website, these two, tapping and clapping their toe. As you well may know, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Jay-Z, and Beyonce Knowles Carter are longtime friends. Of course, Duchess Meghan is feeding us on her social media these days by giving us carousel after carousel of photos. We obviously have the Beyonce concert, Cowboy Carter concert. Just a few weeks back, she gave us a lovely garden stroll with her daughter Lilibet and young Prince Archie. So like I said, these two are just so happy and in love and out in the world living their best lives, whilst all the naysayers and negative people are just like not wanting them to win, which I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, because when people are so negative like that, it's just out of jealousy, and I get it. She's rich, she's beautiful, he's rich, she's a prince. Of course they're going to be jealous. Instead of being jealous, just go out and find your own prince. It's not hard. Anyways, shout out to these two.
Not only is this the purest form of black love, but like, you can't tell me this couple ever leaves the bedroom. Like, you can't tell. If the clear blue stick is not positive by the end of the month, put the red nose on me. Strike me dead. American Life looks great on them. It just really does. Like, I never saw him smile like this at the castle. And why would he? That place is probably so outdated, baby. Probably smells like old hand cream and leftover Rogaine, if you ask me. But they were meant to live, laugh, and love. They are at the Beyonce concert. He is sweating. Do you see the strands right there? He hasn't gyrated like that in years. Not since his Vegas days. Over under on when they'll have more kids, like 2 more kids in 2 years, I bet you. And let them have fun, guys. I know it's popular to hate Meghan Markle. God knows why. You guys are kind of losers if you do. She really isn't doing anything to you. I keep telling you guys, the most interesting thing about Meghan Markle is the way you guys villainize her. Otherwise, she is not caring. Just let her bake her cake. Let her be with her man. Let them be. They're fun.
So here we are again, another woman getting blamed by the tabloids, social media, and press. This time it's Nicola Peltz, actress, model, heiress, and now, according to the tabloids, the mastermind who's torn Brooklyn Beckham away from his family. And surprising, she's being called a narcissist, a viper, even a nightmare. Not because we know anything real, but because the story sells better when the woman's painted as the villain. We've seen this before. Meghan Sussex was cast in the same role. The outsider, the disruptor, the woman who dared to love a man with a famous last name. Nicola is being accused of isolating Brooklyn, pulling him away from the Beckhams, and, brace yourself, not wearing Victoria's dress design at her wedding. That one detail alone has been treated like treason. Suddenly, every family dynamic, every missed event, every silence becomes her fault. But let's pause for a second. Brooklyn is 26. He's not a child. He's a grown-ass man making his own decisions. And yet the media spins this fantasy where he's a helpless prince. Sound familiar? Bewitched by a beautiful wife with too much ambition and not enough humility. It's the same tired narrative. If a woman marries well, she must be calculating. If she's beautiful, she must be manipulative. If she's powerful, she must be controlling. Sweet or sinister, those are the only two roles women ever get cast in. The minute a woman steps outside of that box, when she doesn't play the part of the grateful daughter-in-law, when she dares to have boundaries or a vision of her own, the world rushes in to punish her. But here's the truth. Women like Nicola and Meghan didn't steal anything. They didn't cast spells. They just fell in love in the spotlight and dared to be something more than silent. And for some, that's still too much.
Meghan Markle can fix this. She just is avoiding talking about the one thing we all want to hear about. Girls are programmed from the time they are literal children to marry a prince, to land a prince. We don't really want them, but like, give us the intel. What did you do? How'd you get him? Just tell us how you got him. Just, was it Kegels? Did you laugh at his corny jokes? Did you let him keep up his Die Hard poster? Like, what did you do? Just tell us. You're wearing full butt underwear. Do you, just tell us. I know it's not the petals on the cookies. Okay, we know it, you don't get men with petals. Just, we don't want him. We're just curious, what was the trick? You just listened, and every time he talked, you were like, that's so interesting. Oh my God, that's so smart. I never would have thought about that. Do you ask him questions that you already know the answer to? Do you walk with pigeon toes? Are you wearing skirts, aprons? Like, what is it? Just tell us how you got him and we'll like you.
Is she being who she is? She's giving us her genuine, authentic self. I don't know why we have such a problem with believing that. It's almost like we are sitting here saying, how dare she be this person? This is not who we've painted her out to be. So therefore, we've decided that everything she's doing is a lie. It's like we're almost saying the audacity of this person to send her kids emails, to say that she's hardworking, to cook in a white shirt, to have a Netflix show, to wear those jeans. Like, imagine that this is just who she is.
Morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. How are you doing? Liz Jones. Meghan has finally won. Yay! Harry's interview and the couple's Beyonce night prove that she's got everything she's ever wanted, and this is why I admire her. Has Liz Jones had a bump on the head? Is she coming over to the light side? The light side is people with a brain, with rational thinking, that can actually understand what Harry and Meghan went through and totally agree with their decision to uproot their life to another country to live in the sunshine and be happy like this. Is the tide turning for the Daily Mail? It's really funny as well. I'll cover this tomorrow, but on the same day this was created yesterday, the Daily Mail also reproduced an article from the New York Times heavily criticising Workshire William and Charles. And the Daily Mail would never write that themselves because we all know they're in the pocket of the British non-working royal family. But to reproduce that article was a significant little jab to William and Charles. And obviously coupled with this really positive coverage of Harry and Meghan, are the scales of justice going to lean to the Harry and Meghan side as Harry and Meghan's true situation, personality is wider known over the planet? I think so. It's been a long time coming. I actually thought this would happen 3 years ago, but it's taken some time for people to wake up, right? Taxpayer-funded billionaires, lazy. Untaxpayer-funded, genuine people working hard to do good. Which are the public going to support? Probably the unfunded, hard-working, nice family. As ever, have a brilliant Tuesday. Comments are open. Let me know what you think.
Hello, my people. Lady Rosie here. How y'all doing? To all my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, y'all know I love you. You remember that my island sister who said these people are just welfare recipients. So did y'all guys see Mambos? She popped out. She popped out 2 minutes. And this is what the British people are paying for. They got that girl on payroll. I'm kind of doubting though, because I believe, out of spite, that Beckham's wife went and made her the thing that she wore yesterday, the other day there, in the picture that I had on one of my thumbnails. So I heard Victoria Beckham made that outfit. So Victoria Beckham went and checked what our Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex was wearing those days, so she could make one of those resemblance suits for Mambos. And Mambos wore it. She just did not wear the way our Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex did. She looked terrible. And what she went out to do? To give trophy to some stylish people. I don't know if she even belongs in any kind of stylish book, because what she used to wear before, remember those tablecloths? From great grandma Imelda's house. Remember those ones? Yeah, I was telling my little sister Katie, I was telling her about this thing here. I'm like, this girl be wearing the dresses exactly off our great grandma's living room. Those tablecloths, they look exactly like Mambo's clothing that she used to wear before her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex came to that island. She had no style, and all of a sudden right now she's giving out some kind of Queen Elizabeth trophy for some kind of stylish anything. Y'all are grifters. Y'all are just a bunch of BS people. I don't even know what to even say, because damn, she's never been stylish. She doesn't look stylish. She does not smell stylish, because she needs, damn girl, need to bathe. She be touching her hair everywhere. She be doing all those kind of stuff, and a copycatting right here, girl. How can you just literally sit down there and just copy your sister-in-law that you don't really like? How can you come out with your style? Why would you go to that Victoria that does not like her, does not have Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex? You went to her to get that, so you could look like the Duchess of Sussex. Girl, you were so boring, and the way you looked and all those stuff, girl. Those socks that does bring the peanuts from Mexico. I saw those socks the other days that they had like dried peanuts, and those peanuts, they kind of like pre-fried or pre-cooked or whatever, pre-toast or ovened up. I don't know what they do to those peanuts, but they taste good. They're from Mexico. So those socks that those peanuts do come in, they look exactly like what Mambo's had on, but the similarity was just the below that those pants, the legs kind of looked like the Duchess of Sussex one, and the Duchess of Sussex, that style, you can beat that, and they just fit her really well. And Mambos, you gonna try to dress up professionally, it won't really look good on you, because guess what, we wear those suits, and because they tell us, well, our profession, you gonna be some psychologist around there, you gonna be wearing some kind of dress code, you ain't gonna be looking like people with all those jeans with torn buttocks and all those stuff. But guess what, I'm gonna change my style. Ain't nobody paying my wardrobe. For my wardrobe, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna buy me some jeans, and then you gonna see my booty. You gonna see everything. I'm gonna lay them out there because y'all guys be pissing me off with all those calling Mambos any kind of princess stylish, and she's giving some trophy for the stylish people, and they got all those people looking like they be coming from the dead. Like it's like some people who just risen from the dead. They be coming from all those little coffin there. Those people be looking weird, and then she comes and she tries that. Girl, I saw the expression on her face. Girl, that girl came from some bad place. I just don't like her. I don't like what she stands for. I don't like what she even wears. And she went and tailored all this thing with all this heinous lady. I just... And guess what? This is Victoria Beckham, right? You know what's going on with her song right now? Did y'all hear anything about that Brooklyn stuff? Do not laugh at people. Do not mock people. You do not know what God has in store for you. And Auntie Karma, baby, she be traveling those suitcases. Remember those pirate suitcases I told you? Auntie Karma be hiding inside. And she be coming she be traveling all those mountains of Nepal and then ends up in the UK. She came and snatched the Victoria's son. And gave it to that actress there in Hollywood, and that kid cute. That Brooklyn's girlfriend is their fiance. Oh, they're married. Oh, because I heard I had let me turn this thing off. Looked like my video was not recording, so I had to turn it off and let me start it back again. Where was I at? Sometimes I just talk too much. Like my queen here, Reba. Reba, you just cursed me, Reba. I tell you. So listen. So that Brooklyn got this queen from. They're trying to paint this kid like they're painting her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Did y'all see those people talking about this actress saying that she is keeping Brooklyn from seeing his family and all that? Because guess what? It looks like a lot of these English families, all those upper class English families have issues with the family relationship. Those people ain't got no family unity. A lot of them. I wonder what's going on. And half the times it's lots of stuff that does happen in those families. Lots of stuff that does happen that is really dark. Don't you dare thinking those people are just a high society. They just got there like that. Those people have dark stuff that they do. They been doing lots of stuff. And it's not no conspiracy theory. I'm telling you, I grew up around politics, and I ain't gonna tell you how and what and whatever. And I saw those upper class people. Don't you just look at me like this? I'm broke now. I never used to be this broke child when I was little. I tell you about that one. One day when come on, let's go back to Brooklyn. So Brooklyn's girlfriend, it's like they kind of tried to paint that girl there like the Duchess of Sussex for some reason. So that karma account popped out in that Beckham's house. So that Beckham's house, that house got cursed, and that Brooklyn kid is like, I do not want to see our guys. There were probably the mole stuff happening in those families. That's kind of what happened to those kids most of the time. That the mole stuff, and then them kids leave the houses most of the times, and then they don't want to look back. These people twisted. They twisted their mouths, and that kid said he did not want to see his daddy. He did not want to come to that 50-year anniversary, whatever, jubilee, whatever you call. And he said he didn't even want to see his mama. And his wife went and bought a Ralph Lauren dress for her wedding. Because what kind of girl we got? My mother-in-law's that girl doesn't even smile. You see the smile on that girl face? I never seen her teeth. Does she have some? Or she wear dentures? Which one? She got veneers? Which one? A crown or all those other ones? Girl, please. I don't even know if she got teeth. And tell me somebody like that, you want to be their daughter-in-laws. And the way you're going to be treated, you just need Jesus on your side. You know, sometimes only one Jesus of Nazareth doesn't work. You probably need a bunch of Jesuses. I'm telling you, sometimes some of these people need 3 Jesuses because only one Jesus from Nazareth, they ain't know enough for them muffins. So guess what? Remember, these people were talking about the Prince Harry. His Royal Highness, the Prince Windsor, Harry Windsor. These people were talking about his relationship, right? They were talking about his relationship with his dad. But what is Brooklyn's relationship with his mom and dad? At least Prince Harry, I'm gonna give him some kind of grace because guess what? His beautiful mama is no longer here. But even though I know her spirit is everywhere, with even with the Sussex squad, you know, y'all, the Princess Diana, the Queen of People's Hearts, spirit is with all of us. Because guess what? We are actually out here protecting her children for her, you know, and her spirit is around there. But Brooklyn's mother is down here. Victoria's out here. And Victoria can't fix all this broken relationship? What could have happened to that kid to despise his parents that much? By those parents, baby! Karma, Auntie Karma, I just love you so much. And you know what? On Friday, I got a bunch of meetings, and then I'm gonna go home early. So Auntie Kama, I'm gonna go cook some potatoes for you. You know those juicy potatoes that I do cook with green onion, all those. They're like yeah, those potatoes I'ma cook for you. Auntie Kama, you better come visit me, and I'm gonna go buy you some fish too. I'll buy you salmon. Where you? Oh, okay, you say you like tuna? Okay, I'ma give you one of those because you're doing kind of good job. You need to come visit me. Yeah, just keep hiding in that suitcase of yours, that pirate, the Caribbean suitcase. Hide, and just I'ma tell you the addresses if you forgot, because somebody kind of told me, that little birdie told me that you were getting too old, Auntie Karma. You just need, and one thing, we're gonna give you new shoes. I'm gonna cook you potatoes and green onion and salmon, and I'm gonna buy this mayo too. What do you call it, Kraft mayo? Well, they said that Kraft mayo doesn't taste so good, but I love my mayo and fish and stuff like that. So I'm gonna cook for you. You need to show up on some of those other people. I want you to do something to I'm gonna tell you the name later. All right, my family. All right, guys, let me focus. See how bad this traffic is out here? Yeah, the traffic is really bad. I'm gonna talk to y'all guys again tomorrow. I love y'all. Please share my videos. And please subscribe to Isabella Back's channel. Go to my brother Baron's channel, that's the Royal Success, and go to all the other success friendly channels. Please check if you are subscribed to those channels, because I'm not seeing views and I'm not even seeing big numbers of subscribers on all the success friendly channels. But it is what it is, and just keep trying your best, because you know life is busy. We can't just sit down here and focus on channels and stuff like that. But you know what, this fight is huge, and it's for everyone. Anyone who identify as a woman with a good heart, it doesn't matter what kind of race you from, or just a human being with good heart, it doesn't matter what race you are, and for the black women, there are no excuses for y'all, guys. This is your child who's being attacked. This is your DNA sister who's being attacked. When you touch one, you touch all. They want us to put on kimonos. That's exactly what we're gonna do down here, and we're gonna fight for Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Bring it on. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye for now. these people.